Alright, welcome back guys, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be going over the episodes 11 through 16 titles and synopsises for The Walking Dead Season 9 second half. So if the Walking Dead is something you're interested in, don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way you don't miss any more Walking Dead content from me in the future. Now let's begin. So first off, we got episode 11 titled Bounty. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, the Savage group led by Alpha confronts Hilltop in a harrowing attempt to retrieve her daughter. A supply run for the kingdom turns into a dangerous quest. Now, I feel like right away I was spot on my prediction with one of my videos I did earlier for a trailer where I said that the Hilltop or the kingdom is gonna go on a supply run. Looks like we're gonna get that here. I'm interested to see if we're gonna get any kind of run in with the Whisperers, because I feel like the kingdom has been kind of closed off. They haven't been really interacting with the rest of the communities. So I wonder if they might be unprepared and have a little run-in where one of our characters might die at the hands of the Whisperers or something. I'm curious to see what goes on here. As for the Hilltop, it's pretty obvious that with the thing going on with Alpha, she's going to be coming and doing the negotiations. It'll probably be a full episode if you want my opinion. I feel like they'll arrive at the end of episode 10 tonight, and then they'll have the trade in episode 11. So I think that's how it's going to go down. Not much else to predict off of here. It's just a pretty simple synopsis. Next, we got episode 12 titled Guardians, and a synopsis for this episode reads, while one community struggles to ease tensions that threaten to divide from within, the true nature of another community comes into focus. A mission to rescue a friend has deadly consequences. Now, I think the community that's struggling and has tensions is Alexandria. If you see in the trailer, you had Sadiq and Michonne talking about letting the kingdom fall. I feel like some people want to help the kingdom and some people will want to not help them, like Michonne, so they'll be kind of on edge there. I feel like the enemy from within will probably also be Negan. And then with the other community coming into full focus, that's probably the Whispers. That's probably when Henry is there and that he learns more about them. And I'm guessing that this episode is when Daryl is on his mission to find Henry. And the deadly consequences has to do with that fight we see between him and Beta. So I think the fight scene will happen in this episode and he'll lose his knives. Not much else to go off of there. I think this is going to be a very interesting episode. Next, we got episode 13 titled Chokehold. Now, the synopsis for this episode reads, Daryl's daring rescue mission forces Alpha to unleash a group of her own to retrieve what belongs to her, even if the price is paid in blood. The kingdom's plans to reunite the communities are put in jeopardy. Now, I feel like in this episode, Daryl will cross into their territory after his fight with Beta, and that'll cause her to unleash a large amount of Whisperers. I do not think like anything's gonna go on where like a lot of our people are killed. I think the price paid in blood is referring to her own people, and she'll lose a good amount of them to our survivors or the rescue mission, and I think that's what's gonna go on there. I'm very interested to see what goes on. I don't think we're gonna get to the point in this episode where we get a kind of where they get Lydia in this episode. I think it could happen, but I think it's too early in my opinion. It's possible, but I'm not sure. Now, as for the kingdom, I feel like in this episode, they're gonna find out or return from their supply run, and there'll be a messenger from Alexandria or Hilltop, and they'll inform them of the Whispers, and they'll kind of realize what's going on after their kind of mini run-in possibly with Whispers in a previous episode. And they're kind of on edge, and they don't know if they should move forward with the fair. So I think that has to do with the fair being put in jeopardy. Next, we got episode 14 titled Scars. Now, the synopsis for this episode reads, an outsider's arrival forces Alexandria to rehash devastating old wounds. Eye-opening secrets from the past are revealed. Now, I feel like, of course, is going to be revealing the X scars. I've already been through this in one of my episodes or videos talking about how I feel like the X scars are just going to be not as like exciting as we're hoping for. I feel like they're going to be underwhelming. And I'm just nervous with this episode. I feel like we're going to get a big flashback episode. This might be how they save money for Snow in the finale. I don't know. I'm nervous about this. I feel like Given an outsider's arrival at Alexandria, I feel like they will get Lydia in episode 13, and here it'll bring her back, and it'll cause maybe our group had something to do with outsiders coming in or a new group, or maybe it had to do with the sanctuary going bust, and maybe some saviors moved into Alexandria like DJ and Laura and some other ones, but then some turn bad and try to take it over or something. I don't understand the whole branding theory, because I don't get why would any enemy want to brand them on their backs. When I think of a brand, you'd put it on like your forearm, your shoulder, like someplace on your arm or something. Or I find it a weird place to put a branding on your back. So that's one thing I don't get. But not much else to go off of. It's probably going to be a bottle episode or flashback episode. Just hoping that the reveal is a good payoff and not something that just comes off as weak. Next, we got episode 15 titled The Calm Before. Now, the synopsis for this episode reads: The fair at the kingdom is finally underway, with all 4 communities coming together in celebration for the first time in years. While some packs are renewed, other deals come at a steeper price. Now, this is exciting and interesting because we know the fair is going to be at the end of the season. I feel like that was a given. And I'm interested to see what goes on here. With the one deal or pack coming at a deadly or steeper price, I'm nervous that they might do the heads on pikes here. I think the heads on pikes is suited better for the finale. But this might be maybe where they start infiltrating. Maybe we'll see some whispers come in. They'll take some people aside and they'll go missing. And that's what they're referring to as a steeper price, as something going like that. I really don't want them to do the heads on pikes in this episode. I think that's not the right thing to do, and I just feel like that's a weak way to end it. I feel like it could end the season in a weak way, so I really hope that they do like a mystery thing in episode 15, 14, or 16 is where they start searching for the people, and then they find the heads on pikes at the end. I don't know. I feel like this could be a good or bad thing, depending on how the season ends in general. Last, we got episode 16, titled The Storm. Now, the synopsis for this episode reads: In the aftermath of an overwhelming loss, the communities must brave a ferocious blizzard. As one group deals with an enemy from within, another is forced to make a life or death decision. Now, I feel like after hearing this, I feel like right away we're going to be getting the heads on pikes in episode 15, which I'm kind of disappointed in. I really was hoping they'd leave that for episode 16. I'm hoping 16 is good. Snow has me hyped, but I don't know. I feel like this might be a kind of not as exciting finale as some of the other ones we've gotten in the past. As for the group dealing with an enemy from within, I think that's gonna be the kingdom. I feel like the fair is gonna be going on, and there might be some whispers still, like disguised as people there, so they might be dealing with the enemy from within there. And then as for another community making a life or death situation, I feel like that might have something to do with Negan. Maybe like he escapes again, and they're deciding what to do. I don't know. This is a confusing one because I don't know. It could though. The whole thing about the enemy from within could also be referring to Negan, but I don't think so. If I was gonna make my decision, I'd say it has to deal with the whispers maybe still being at the fair. I don't know. This one's a very tough one, so I'm not really sure what is gonna go on here in the finale. I will say this: one thing I didn't like about these last 2 episodes was I feel like these titles, while The Calm Before was a nice callback to Volume 7 of the comics, I wish they had used the different titles. I think they should have used Something to Fear and Whispers and the Screams. I think it was a very bad thing that they never utilized Something to Fear in the Negan arc, and they had the chance to do it again with Evolution. Then they had another opportunity to do it again with Adaptation. And then they had another opportunity to do it here with one of these last 3 titles, and they didn't. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity. As for Whispers and the Screams, that's another one that I feel like they had a missed opportunity, whether it be for the mid-season premiere or the finale. I think there's still a chance they could use it in like the premiere of season 10, but I think if they don't, I think that's a big missed opportunity. I don't know how you feel about it. Do you think they should have used those kind of episode titles, or are you okay with the ones we got? I kind of feel like some of these are kind of not as good as like the ones that we used to get. And I feel like some of these titles are just kind of bland. I used to like the old ones. Now I know there's a big controversial thing with Scott Gimple, but I think that Scott Gimple's titles were more better. They made you think. Like a lot of them were related back to some dialogue from within the episodes. These ones, they're just boring. Like think about all the episode titles we got. Come on, they're not as like they're kind of simple, and I feel like when Angela Kane took over, the titles had just become not as good as they used to be, and that's not anything against her, but I just feel like the titles are just kind of bland and boring. Like, okay, they're simple. They don't make you think, and I feel like in a show like this, it's kind of cool when they make the titles and they make you think. I think that's a really cool thing. But let me know how you feel about them in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions on episodes 11 through 16 titles and synopsises. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. And don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell icon. That way don't miss any more Walking Dead content from me in the future. This has been Vision here with Blind Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.